Hi, my name is Joshua Myers. I've struggled with anxiety disorder for a long time. Since I was about 6 years old, I had my first panic attack outside of Disneyland, coincidentally. I'm 33 years old now, and I've been panic attack free for about 6 years. In that time, in my early 20s, I got pretty low, both with depression and pretty extreme generalized anxiety disorder. I never got quite to the place where I wouldn't leave my house, but I was pretty close. I felt pretty miserable all the time. So this video is for people who are curious about their own anxiety disorder or love somebody who has anxiety disorder. I have a few important things that I want to share. One is that it's very common. There's a lot of people who struggle with this disorder. At least millions of people here in America right now. It's difficult to know exactly what the statistics are. I've heard 1 in 10 thrown around. If you include with that people who deal with their anxiety on a day-to-day basis through drugs and alcohol, specific phobias. Anyways, the point is, a lot of people, probably as you drive down the road, about every 10th car is someone who struggles just like you do. And if you doubt me, ask yourself this question. How would they know that you struggle? We tend to keep this as a secret, and we tend to get very, very good at keeping it a secret. And so odds are, as you move through your day, you pass many, many people who struggle as much as you do. But unfortunately, with all of us keeping it a secret, nobody gets to know that. Fortunately, a few people are starting to come out of the woodwork and say, hey, I've got anxiety disorder. I'd like to put myself on that list. I taught paragliding for 10 years. Most people who I taught would never have guessed that I struggled with anxiety on a daily basis. Some of my teaching occurred right through some of the most difficult times in my life. Anyways, you also need to know that you're not crazy. I know it feels like it sometimes, but this is an extremely treatable disorder. It'll certainly push you to your limits, but if you choose to, and I encourage everyone to choose to get better, there's everything you need right now available to you. You don't need to go and fix any past hurt or any trauma in your life, although you may choose to do that at some other time. Having anxiety disorder doesn't mean that at some point in your life you had something traumatic happen to you. Personally, and I think there's a lot of evidence for this, I believe that this is a strongly genetic disorder. You can certainly look up my family tree and find people who have this disorder, aunts, uncles, grandfather, and as far as up as I'm able to see in my family tree, I'm able to see this disorder. So it took me a while to not feel ashamed about what I had. Certainly as a guy here in this culture, we're taught to be strong, right? And keep our emotions to ourselves, and here I was having these crippling panic attacks. When it got really bad for me in my early 20s, I, like many people, tried to do it on my own. I tried to tough it out, figure it out for myself. And for me, recovery didn't begin until I reached out and began seeking help. And even though I don't think drugs are a total solution, certainly for where I was, it was the right thing to do for a period of time. Anyways, everybody knows in our culture that drugs are available for anxiety disorder, or at least most people do. It's kind of hard to turn on the TV today and not see some advertisement for some kind of medication that treats depression, anxiety, although now we get all kinds of medications we get to see on TV all the time. And I actually like this. I may not agree with the perspective on every drug out there, but at least it's getting rid of some of the stigma of psychological disorders. It's becoming known, whether it's ADD, bipolar, depression, anxiety, social phobia, social anxiety. It's becoming quite common to see this out there, and I think that in general that's a good thing. So anyways, lots to say, but the important things that I want to get across is that everything you need is available to you right now. If you wanted to get started on this, you could get started on feeling better today. In fact, you could find me out there in the world. I'm not terribly hard to find. You can just wander over to, this is my plug, let's see, anxietymentor.com. that's my new website. I've tried to put some information that's helpful up there. There's a couple of newsletters I've gotten up right now, although by the time you see this video, who knows what'll be all up there. And there's a extensive audio collection that's up there that can give you hours and hours of listening enjoyment. It's a program I helped develop with my father, Dr. Myers. Anyways, some other things you need to know. My personal specialty, the thing that I added to the equation that I think makes my recovery effective and a lot of people's recovery more effective, is I added the exercise side and I added the nutritional side. The reality is, after all is said and done, my recovery wasn't that difficult. If I could go back to the hardest times of my life, knowing what I know now, I would be able to recover in just a few days. Some of that would have been medication, some of that would have been nutrition, exercise, attitude, breathing exercises. It's a lot of little things. And it's really enjoyable to share this message with people. And the people who have gotten started, it's fun. In just a few weeks, I've seen people go from not being able to leave their homes to being able to drive a car for the first time, go to the store again, get back to work, go on a bus trip. I've seen incredible things happen in a really short period of time. So I've decided to not teach paragliding anymore, and I want to work with people who struggle with anxiety disorder. I have my education, my degrees in psychology, and I work with people every day on anxiety disorder. And what I've found is everybody thinks they're extremely unique. Everybody thinks that they're the only one who feels the way they do when they first begin. But what I've found is that they're not identical, but at the core, the solutions are very, very similar. There's too much to put on a little YouTube video, but I just want to let you know that you're not alone. This is really fixable. You don't have to go back and fix some big old hurt to even begin. You can start feeling better today, in fact. There's a lot of resources out there, from medications to therapies to all these different informational websites to different programs, books. There's so much. There's too much information, but there's enough information for everybody to feel better today. So whether you track me down and get information through me or get some information somehow, I strongly encourage you to go do that, because no matter where you're at, I promise you that you can feel better, and it doesn't take very long. So do it. Do it. It's important. All right? I'll post future videos on other subjects, other anxiety-related subjects. But for the meantime, good luck. God bless.